Get fucked, Amber Heard. Yes, you heard that right. Get fucked, Amber Heard, because you deserve it in every sense of the word. So, I have this article here from IBT. Amber Heard could face 3 years of imprisonment if found guilty of faking evidence. She deserves a hell of a lot more than that. At least life, no, at most life in prison. At the very least, 50 years. So that way, when she gets out, she can maybe have a couple more years of life and then die. Like, fuck this bitch. Nearly chopped off the dude's hand, and we have her on tape admitting that she abused the guy. Alright, this case is open and shut. This case is open and fucking shut. She is done. There is no way in hell she is gonna be able to weasel her way out of this one. She has fucked up immensely hard. She's screwed. There's no other way around it. She's screwed. Unless, of course, we get a feather kangaroo court or something else. She is going to be testifying in private in this matter, as is Johhny Depp, because, the coronavirus thing. You can't have this be public because, don't want people getting sick and all that shit. But, this is big. This is a big case for why MeToo sucks. Like, in this, I'm going to be going through, like, MeToo period in this one. I'm going to be talking about Rose McGowan and, what's her name? Alyssa Milano and their feud, because Alyssa Milano is a fucking idiot who just refuses to listen to logic and reason. So we're going to go through this. Like, this is basically, yes, these things right here with the Amber Heard case and with the shit that Alyssa Milano is saying with Joe Biden, yeah, Me Too's fucked itself. Like, we all knew that from the beginning, Me Too was inevitably going to be made a political tool. We knew it was. Even after Harvey Weinstein was finally ousted from Hollywood, people knew that this was going to happen, and then guess what happened immediately after Harvey Weinstein got out? They're all virtue signaling about Donald Trump's a bad man and all that stuff, and that's all they screeched about. And then you have Alyssa Milano going, "Oh, I'm gonna protest Kavanaugh because despite no evidence against him, I'm gonna act like this is important somehow." Okay, make a fool out of yourself then. But okay. So key points here. Amber Heard could face up to 3 years of imprisonment if proven guilty of faking evidence against Depp. Amber Heard allegedly painted bruises to obtain a temporary restraining order against Depp, and the judge overruled Heard's attempt to dismiss the Depp case's $50 million of defamation. Like, dude, she's fucked. Now, honestly, I don't know where this trial's taking place at. I don't know if it's taking place in UK or if it's taking place in the US. Now, if it was in the US, I mean, dude, like, this shit needs to be stopped. This whole freaking faking evidence and men being wrongfully accused, having shit taken away from them unjustly, like, this shit needs to stop. This shit absolutely needs to stop, okay? If we're gonna have a standard, it needs to be done for both parties, whether it be man or woman. If the woman's the one that's abusing them, punish them. If the men's the one being abusive, punish them. No other ifs, ands, or buts. And if they're both being abusive, fuck them. Like, they both go to jail. Amber Heard, yes, we know this. Heard and Depp's marriage did not only end in divorce, the exes were also embroiled in a legal battle after the Aquaman star accused the Pirates of the Caribbean star of being violent and abusive. Yes, because this whole thing was sketchy from the beginning. Alright, and I'm not the world's biggest fan of Johhny Depp. I mean, the dude compared himself to freaking John Wilkes Booth a couple years ago in regards to Donald Trump. Like, that's not a good look. Okay, and the dude's kind of creepy, I'll admit. But in terms of stuff he's actually done bad other than that thing, I haven't seen much of it. And a lot of people around him are like, no, this dude hadn't done really much of anything bad, if at all. I don't think he has done anything really bad in regards to sexual matters. I've definitely seen no evidence of it. However, Depp fired back and said that Heard painted on bruises to attempt to obtain a temporary restraining order against him. Depp's legal defense wanted to subpoena James Franco because he was seen joining Heard in the surveillance footage. He saw Heard's face in the days and nights before and after the actress went to court with the alleged bruises for TRO on May 27th. In a different incident, Heard claimed that Depp gave her 2 black eyes during an argument that occurred the night before she made an appearance on the Late Show with James Corden on December 16, 2015. Fuck James Corden, by the way. In a court document obtained by The Blast, Heard's celebrity stylist Samantha McMillan denied her claims because she saw the actress on those days and she did not have any bruises. Wow. I think, yeah, like, here's the thing with lying in cases like this. The more you lie, the more the cookie starts to crumble. That means your case is basically fucked. Because if you keep lying about this shit, guess what? People are going to find the lies and they're going to exploit them. And this is a big thing with court cases too. You find one thing where there's a little bit of just not less, just if you don't have enough information about this thing, there is a bunch of loopholes they can use to exploit it. But yes, this McMillan chick basically just fucking ruined one of the big points in Heard's case for the TRO. So that's pretty crazy. She's like, yeah, fuck you. I did not see any fucking bruises on you. Like, where? What fucking bruises, you idiot? Throughout the day of December 16th, 2015, I could see clearly that Amber Heard did not have any visible marks, bruises, cuts, or injuries to her face or any part of her bod, McMillan said. If Heard will be proven guilty of faking her bruises, she could face 3 years of imprisonment, according to the Wallen and Clark law firm, it's a California case. The California Penal Code 141 PC stated that it is illegal to alter, modify, plant, place, conceal, manufacture, or move any physical matter with the intention of causing someone to be charged with a crime. Some would face felony charges for this. She should. She deserves to go to federal fucking prison. I mean, I don't think this is a federal crime, but she deserves it. Related charges include offering false evidence under California Penal Code 132 PC and preparing false evidence under California Penal Code Section 134 PC, which are considered felony crimes and carry a maximum sentence of up to 3 years. This applies even if the person doesn't actually present, but intend to present the falsified evidence as true. Woo! You fucked. In related news, Judge Bruce D. White said that Depp has met the requirements to plead allegations of an implied defamatory against Heard, even if the latter did not mention his name in her op-ed for the Washington Post. So, yep, safe to say Amber Heard is screwed. And good riddance, because she deserves it. Fuck her hard, courts, please. Like, go further than the 3 years. Go life or 50 years, something. Like, fucking do something. Make it to where this will discourage people from doing this in the future, especially in Hollywood. And we need to do more about this shit in Hollywood. We need to start finding out about more stuff about abuse. Because, like, people like Brendan Fraser have had their lives nearly ruined because of freaking sexual assault stuff. Like, the dude was assaulted by another dude, and that was part of the reason why he didn't get a lot of big movie roles after he did the third Mummy movie. Like, right after that, like, because of that, and his divorce from his wife when she took a bunch of his fucking money, yeah, like, this fucking shit is just going out of hand. But finally, we're gonna start seeing some real justice. We're not seeing mob justice. We're seeing legal justice here, and that is absolutely a good thing. Johhny Depp, I hope you get as much money as you need from this bitch. In fact, I say take it all. Take it all. Yeah, Amber Heard does not deserve any fame. She does not deserve any royalty. She doesn't deserve anything in regards to this stuff. In regards to her career, because she's basically nulled and voided it. Fuck her. Fuck her. And now let's go to Alyssa Milano, basically Hollywood's autumn fart. She is a... But anyway, recently it's been discovered that the now presumptive nominee, and these presumptive by default, there's nobody else in the Democratic Party race, Joe Biden. There was a lady who came out saying that Joe Biden sexually harassed me a long time ago. And it's, from what we've been hearing, this evidence is actually pretty credible. So, and considering a lot of people jumped on Judge Kavanaugh just because he used to drink a lot when he was younger, and he did something else. What I don't fucking know because they wouldn't tell us. Then he was automatically guilty. Should have never been given his court seat, and because it was a firm affirmation of the patriarchy. No, Judge Kavanaugh did not do anything wrong, but yet because he showed his emotions because he was tired of being defamed and driven through the mud just because he was a Republican being nominated by a Republican president. That automatically makes him unqualified for the fucking court. Yes, I'm still mad at you for saying that shit, mindless entertainment. I hope you took that back, because that's some fucking bullshit. But yeah. So, Alyssa Milano, who famously sat behind him and was like, oh my god, I'm staring at this evil person. I don't want to be here, but I have to. Well, she decides that, due process is now a thing, even though she wouldn't give any to Judge Kavanaugh. Or at least in her subjective view, she wouldn't let Judge Kavanaugh have any because he was badman no matter what. He was a badman no matter what. No matter what evidence was out there, he was always a badman. He's a badman, despite the fact the dude has a family that he has to take care of. So in this article from the National Review, Alyssa Milano discovers due process. Only some women are allowed to be believed when it's politically convenient. Yes, definitely. Definitely. It's one thing to adopt a poorly formed set of principles and voice them on others at every opportunity. It's another to apply those principles unflinchingly to one's political opponents while giving allies a free pass. Celebrity Alyssa Milano, who is now famous mostly for having once been famous, has lately become an expert in this sort of hypocrisy, and she has cast in her social media currency to become a useless fixture of our increasingly useless political debates. Unlike most of our cultural icons on Twitter, unlike most of our cultural icons, she has declined to use her Twitter and Instagram accounts to fill our feeds with mind-numbingly but bearable drivel about non-toxic beauty products, green smoothies, and high-intensity workouts. Instead, she has chosen to become a champion of myriad progressive causes and a star in vast constellation of anti-Trump celebrities. And yeah, I'm sick and tired of anti-Trump celebrities freaking trying to get up on a moral pedestal. I'm tired of it. It's stupid. You guys have some own skeletons in your closets. Don't lecture us plebs over your bullshit. Please. One of her more memorable crusades in recent memory was on behalf of failed. I've remembered this guy, Jon Ossoff, that fucking moron. She campaigned for that guy, who attempted to win an open seat in a Georgia district in which he didn't reside. But perhaps her most vocal campaign has been a self-fashioned leader of the MeToo movement. In her role, she has often invoked the ill-conceived believe all women principle, which is a flawed and stupid principle in the first place. Believe all women. How about believe the truth? How about look for the truth? Look for evidence. Not believe the words of someone who you don't know anything about. Okay? Instead of just believing Christine Blasey Ford for saying stuff, despite the fact that there's stuff to the contrary of what she says, how about you freaking look for evidence? And not freaking try to nitpick every single fucking detail of everything. Unless it is directly linked to what's going on. But yeah, believe all women principle that which we are required to reflexively assume that every woman who alleges sexual harassment or assault is telling the truth. During the lengthy slurring campaign against Brett Kavanaugh, Milano was one of the most vehement anti-Kavanaugh voices. Yep. And she sat there. And she also came out and was like, hey, you see this Julie Swetnick chick, the chick who said that there was a gang rape train? She was mad that the FBI wasn't investigating it, but the FBI was investigating all the claims. And she was in close relations with Michael Avenatti, the dude who's about to go to prison because he tried to fraud out Nike. Yeah, wonderful man. But yeah, she went through all that shit to smear Kavanaugh. It didn't work, thankfully. But yeah, she loved going after political opponents who aren't on her side of the aisle when it comes to sexual assault. But then you come to Joe Biden. Since the dawn of the MeToo movement, Milano has presented herself as a consistent advocate for women, staunchly refusing to survey the available evidence in each accusation, instead mechanically adopting the position that accused men are always guilty. Yes, they have always done that, but no longer. In the wake of sexual misconduct allegations against Joe Biden, whom Alyssa Milano has endorsed for president, the MeToo maven appears to have discovered the long-forgotten notion of due process. I think everybody needs to know what due process is. Innocent until proven fucking guilty. No other way. Innocent until proven guilty. That's it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm sorry if that's such a bad thing to you, but guess what? I'd rather have one innocent man go free. Well, I forgot how the phrasing goes. Never mind. But yeah. In her interview yesterday afternoon, Milano explained her decision to continue endorsing Biden, even as she defended her position of believing women's testimony, saying that for so long the go-to has been to not believe them. We really have to sort of societally change the mindset to believing women, but that does not mean at the expense of giving men the due process and investigating situations, and it's got to be fair in both directions. The accusations against Biden, Milano went on to say, I did my work and I spoke up to the anti-sexual harass group, time's up. I just don't feel comfortable throwing away a decent man that I've known for 15 years. Oh my God, fuck you. Fuck you. Alright, she's like, oh, I respect Lucy Flores and, believe all women, but don't believe all women. Because it's Joe Biden. Yeah, fuck you. These people are so consumed with hating Trump, with defeating Trump, they are willing to go against a guy who's been credibly accused of sexual assault with evidence against him just because they want to bring down the orange man. And I've literally seen arguments on Twitter where people are like, so we need to get rid of Trump, and it's like, but Joe Biden's been accused of being a rapist, though. It's like, yeah, but Donald Trump's raped more women. It's like, that doesn't mean you put a rapist on the stand to replace them. Like, are you stupid? What a moral sinkhole our politics have turned into. What the fuck? And I'm not even sure if Donald Trump has actually raped women. Granted, there's been sexual misconduct, sure. But I don't know about the raping. I don't know if he has raped. I don't know. Alright, but seriously. You were that entranced in taking down the orange man. You're willing to bring up Joe Biden, who doesn't even know where he is half the time. And who has now been incredibly accused of sexual assault with evidence to back it up. And it's like, what the hell? Now, granted, he could not be guilty of this. But there is stuff there. And we need to look into it. We definitely need to look into it. But man, this is just a moral sinkhole. But yeah, Me Too, you're further exposing yourselves for the political hacks that you are. They even went off and said time's up. Was like, nah, fuck it. Like, we don't care. As long as Joe Biden wins, we don't care. Like, yeah. Shows how much you really care for women. You only care about people who are being refused by Republicans, apparently. Not by Democrats. Yeah, fuck you. And then Rose McGowan in this article on page 6. Yes, this is great. Yes, Rose McGowan has slammed fellow Me Too advocate Alyssa Milano for endorsing 2020 Democratic presidential candidate Joe Biden after he was recently accused of sexual harassment by a former staffer, sexual assault. You are a fraud, McGowan 46, tweeted the former Charmer star. This is about holding the media accountable. You go after Trump and Kavanaugh saying believe victims. You are a lie. You have always been a lie. The corrupt DNC is in on the smear job of Tara Reade, and so are you. Shame. And then Milano tweeted back, I continue to support you and apply to brave ways as well as acknowledge all the people you have helped along the way at Rose McGowan. Please well and stay safe. What? She just clapped at you and humiliated you in spectacular fashion, and all you can say is, I support you and be safe. Like, what? Or is she implying that the Clintons are about to take her out, which would be very unfortunate. I mean, I don't like Rose McGowan, but I mean, I do sympathize with her plight. I think she's one of the best people who actually has been consistent in the Me Too movement. But she is a little cuckoo, just saying. But yeah, that's a little cryptic messaging though. I think Alyssa Milano was like, Clintons, get rid of her, F her now. But yeah, so Tara Reid, that was the woman who worked at Biden's Senate office in '93 and she accused him of inappropriately touching her. So that was over 20 years ago. Alyssa Milano's like, nope, it didn't happen. I don't care. It's like, oh, we could pay attention to this, but nothing really happened. It didn't happen. All right, because if you're going to continue endorsing that, means you basically don't believe her. And Rose McGowan, rightly so, is calling her out. Like, good on you, Rose McGowan. Okay, like, she will surprise you. She may be cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but she's a consistent cuckoo. I would like to talk to her though. Like, seriously though, like, give me a pen and paper for an interview. Like, that would be cool. But yeah, this shit is bad. Like, you have all these anti-Trump celebrities who are like, we're gonna vote for Biden over Trump, and it's because it's the best thing to do. It's like, guy doesn't even know where he is half the time. But not only that, he's done inappropriate stuff with women before. Like, he's smelling people's hair, he's grabbing them all the time. So I can actually plausibly believe that this shit happened to this lady. Alright, and guess what? Democratic machine, if you thought Republicans were the ones that were trying to stop people from talking about sexual abuse, the Democratic Party would do you wrong, because remember, you not remember Ted Kennedy famously let a woman drown in a lake or a pond? It was a pond. And then you had Bill Clinton using his powers for his own purposes. Ended up staying in office because of it. And then you got this with Joe Biden, the guy who has a history of being very inappropriate. And this isn't the Vic Mignogna inappropriate that people like to bring up, right? The Vic Mignogna thing, like, those are very nitpicky circumstances. Like, yeah, there's circumstances where it looks pretty close, like, it's close, but it's like, he's not trying to be creepy, he's not trying to be a creeper. Joe Biden is a creeper. Like, they call him Creepy Joe for a reason. But no, you're going to support this guy just because you don't want to have Trump in there. And you're going to throw away the accounts of a woman who is in the Democratic Party, who does not like Joe Biden and does not like Trump, certainly. And you're just going to throw away her shit. That shit would probably make her vote for Trump in spite of you. Fuck you, Alyssa Milano. Like, fuck you. Like, this is ridiculous. And once again, good on Rose McGowan and everybody else for talking her down. Well, not talking her down, but for calling her out. Because this is bullshit. It's absolutely bullshit. I'm getting sick and tired of this political posturing and hypocrisy. You have no leg to stand on. And oh my god, if a Rooster Teeth employee retweeted this, ooh, then we can have an extra field day about that one. But I'll have to figure that one out in the meantime. But I probably won't make a video on it unless it's like all of them doing it, because I know there's some actual like conservative employees at Rooster Teeth. But anyway, yeah, Me Too is such a moral sinkhole. Fuck them. Fuck them. All they are and all they ever will be, them and the Women's March, is political hacks. That's all they are. That's all they are. They're just political hacks. That's it. Ain't no way around it. They are just political fucking hacks. They fucked up. They fucked up royally, but they refused to back down. And the only consistent one out there is the crazy loon bag. I'm sorry, Rose, but you are kind of crazy. But anyway, yeah. So thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed. Be on the lookout for some Let's Plays in the future. If I can get a bigger RAM and all that stuff, you might see some cool stuff from me later. Thank you guys so much for watching. Good night. Don't die. See you later.